or on November 25, 2016, 120 days after the issuance of EO number 2, the Office of the President in Malacanang, represented by Executive Secretary Medaldea, hosted the official turnover of agency FOI manuals and the official launching of FOI.gov.ph. And of course, after that, you guys know the rest. From leading a lean group of 5 people in 2016, we have grown and expanded to 3 divisions and subunits which form part of the FOI Project Management Office that you know today. In summary, we've employed a 5-point strategy. I'm taking advantage of the 5 years to make the FOI program what it is today. First, we took advantage of the head start. Don Quixote by Cervantes provides good instruction for this. Cervantes wrote, "Todo es comenzar a ser venturoso." To be lucky at the beginning is everything. And we began working on FOI immediately. So don't forget that. When you are given stroke of luck in the beginning, try to take advantage of it. Second, we partnered with any like-minded organization that wanted to work with us. The World Bank, ADB, Right to Know, Right Now Coalition, and we learned that we get to accomplish more if we work together. Third, we followed through. That's what we learned in FOI. You have to follow through. You have to not just attend the first meeting. You have to be there at the second, the third, the fourth, and so on. It means a lot. We think this is one of the reasons why our partners have stayed with us all through these years. Fourth, we focused on producing a proof of concept. Many times when we have programs, we rely on agencies such as the OP and DBM to capacitate us. Bigyan niyo po kami ng pera, policy niyo naman po yan. But the thing is, they won't give us the budget, they won't give us the assistance if they cannot see proof of concept. So, even if you do not have a mandate, even if you do not have a budget, even if you do not have the people, you still do. Because we are public servants. And when you show your proof of concept, and DBM sees that you're actually serious in it, you will get support. We did whatever we could. We piggybacked on PCO activities. We had the ASEAN 2017, and wherever the ASEAN Roadshow was, we were there to piggyback and have an FOI caravan of some sort. When we did our capacity building and trainings for the national government agencies, we did not have any money for lunch, not for breakfast. So we scheduled our meetings and our trainings in the afternoon. And all we could offer from our out-of-pocket was a bottle of SM water and the cheapest chiffon cake we could buy. We did not have any money to rent a venue such as Radisson Blu. We had to look for free venues, and we're very, very grateful to the OP for presenting us with the Mabini Hall. Again, you have to do whatever it takes to show proof of concept so that government will fully support you. If you wait for them to help, walang mangyayari sa inyo. We worked after office hours. I asked my staff who was doing policy and legislative affairs to do FOI work. And we even went to the extent of recruiting OJTs and interns from the university belt so that we can get the added manpower. We believe that it is easier to convince skeptics if they can see the experience FOI in person. Finally, our fifth strategy is that we listened. FOI is not one way. Actually, FOI is a listening tool. A lot of our projects, we are proactively disclosing information to the public. Government thinking what information is useful to the other. So we have to have reactive disclosure. We have to have a listening tool. FOI is such. Financial documents, importante yan. Disclose it. Budgetary documents, importante yan. Disclose it. Who are the beneficiaries? Disclose it. But sometimes, to the sari-sari store owner, she does not care. To the taho vendor, to the samahang kababaihan who just wants to have financial assistance from DSWD, they don't care. And that's why you need FOI. It is a mechanism. It is a tool for these people to access information in this day and age of over-information because of the internet and social media. We ask you what help you needed, what you found confusing, what would incentivize you to come on aboard the FOI program. And we've adjusted the program to conform to what was acceptable to all, and that's how we did it.
Executive Order Number 2, Series of 2016, the Enabling Policy for the Freedom of Information Program, is a notable and game-changing policy of President Duterte's administration. As a policy, it provides a mechanism that enables every Filipino to exercise his or her constitutional right to access public information. It decrees government offices under the executive branch to operationalize the FOI program following principles of public disclosure of state policies and government records and transactions. And since 2016, the FOI program has consistently delivered timely, relevant, and accurate public information to the Filipino people. As we look back on the program's remarkable milestones, let us bear in mind that this is only the beginning of building a community of smart citizens. This 2021, the Freedom of Information Project Management Office proudly shares its breakthroughs and challenges with you, our key stakeholders, fellow FOI advocates and champions, and strategic partners from all sectors of society as we recollect the program's humble beginnings and exalt its 5th year of implementation. A few weeks after assuming his oath of office, President Rodrigo Duterte signed Executive Order Number 2, Series of 2016, as his administration's promise to continuously combat corruption and promote transparency in public service. Presidential Communications Operations Office, or PCOO, was designated as the lead implementing agency of the EO. Subsequently, it created the Freedom of Information Project Management Office, or FOI-PMO, to become the overarching supervising body for the program. The FOI-PMO spearheads the compliance monitoring of agencies, facilitation of capacity building activities, and development of policies. The FOI-PMO began conducting workshops for government agencies to enable their offices to publish an FOI manual and adopt the program. And 120 days after the signing of the EO, the electronic FOI, or the eFOI portal, was launched in partnership with the World Bank. This online platform, with 15 pilot agencies, became one of the main hallmarks of the FOI program. The eFOI portal continued to evolve and has onboarded more government agencies. Starting with 15 agencies, the portal now has more than 500 agencies responding to information requests from the public. eFOI portal users also significantly grew from 2003 up to 65,126, having most of the online requests coming from the academe, national governments, local governments, and civil society organizations. Continuing the endeavor to popularize the FOI program as an empowerment tool, the FOI-PMO also embarked on forging strategic partnerships and enabling its general stakeholders and development partners from across the country through its information campaign drive in various projects and activities. Notably, it strengthened the general public through FOI roadshows and caravans, consultative workshops, conferences, and training of trainers with youth groups, civil society organizations, business sectors, and government partners, all with the goal of sustaining civic participation and promoting the right to access to information. With a growing need to streamline the FOI initiative and synchronize it with the public's demand for local and granular information, the Presidential Communications Operations Office issued a joint memorandum circular with the Department of Interior and Local Government to encourage local government units in the country to enact and put into effect their respective FOI ordinance. This was the beginning of the quest to localize the implementation of the FOI program as part of the goal to empower and build the knowledge and capabilities of citizens so they may better engage with their national and local governments. As of September 2021, there are about 58 local government units that have successfully passed and implemented their own FOI ordinance in their localities. In 2019, the FOI Philippines heightened its vital engagements through information, education, and communication campaigns and capacity development activities that focused on enriching and empowering its general stakeholders and key partner organizations. Not only did the FOI Philippines was recognized for its local efforts and initiatives, but it also garnered support and established engagements on the international stage through the International Conference of Information Commissioners, 11th International Day for Universal Access to Information in Johannesburg, South Africa, and in various international exposure programs such as in the United Kingdom. The year 2020 onwards was remarkable for the FOI office as it strived for new greater heights despite the challenging times and environment brought about by the coronavirus disease 2019 or the COVID-19 pandemic. The office transitioned its capacity development activities from on-site or face-to-face to online as the new normal and still carried out its advocacy of promoting transparency and accountability in governance to better deliver its programs, projects, and activities to the public. The FOI Philippines endeavored to continue and strengthen its training and workshops for and with the national government agencies, state universities and colleges, local government units, civil society organizations, and youth partners through various initiatives across the country. To further raise civic awareness and participation, increase information literacy, and further promote responsible governance of data and information, the FOI-PMO has also successfully partnered with various institutions and sectors to continuously popularize the FOI program and the electronic FOI or e-FOI portal as an empowerment and accountability tool. In pursuit of constantly engaging the public in fostering participatory and inclusive governance, the FOI Philippines took its alternative information dissemination efforts through various mainstream media platforms and covered the latest updates on the implementation and partnerships of the FOI program and informed and involved the public of the latest policies and ongoing public services of the government. Marking its 5th year of implementation, the FOI Philippines fortified the fight for the passage of an FOI law in the Philippines. It continuously met and held consultations among strong allies from the civil society organizations, youth groups, business groups, local and national governments, and discussed improvements of the FOI bill, viable for ensuring that transparency and accountability in the government are upheld. Aiming to reach more local communities to popularize and expand their knowledge of the program, the FOI Philippines went down to more local communities and ventured on the Barangay FOI, enjoining local communities and local leaders to utilize the FOI program and the e-FOI portal to exercise their right to access and request for government information. In addition to the friendly mainstream media of the FOI Philippines, several online platforms were also established, tackling the basics of the FOI program and featuring government agencies and their latest programs and projects. The FOI-PMO also takes pride in its remarkable contributions, recognitions, partnerships, and engagement throughout the years. As this year saw the steady need to continuously communicate and publicize the FOI Philippines' significant transparency initiatives to build and nurture a nation of smart citizens, the FOI released its official newsletter publication called Umaluhukan to provide updates on the key government programs and activities to better increase civic awareness and participatory governance. Over the 5 years of the implementation of the FOI program, the FOI Philippines worked on bringing back the trust of the people by bringing the government closer to the public through the successfully implemented training, workshops, conferences across the country with a goal to constantly empower and capacitate the public on their right to access government information and make the people more informed and more involved in all government processes. As it celebrates its venerable milestones since its humble beginnings, there is still a need to further reassess and recalibrate the succeeding strides for a better implementation of the FOI program in the Philippines.
Ladies and gentlemen, to begin this auspicious occasion, may I request all our viewers to please stand for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, ewas ang silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang pinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manluluping, di ka pasisigil, sa nanagang tunog sa simoy at sa langit ng bagaw, ay hinagang tula, kawit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng katawan mo'y tagumpay na nagtitigil, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pang ay magtitigil. Lumanang araw ng warhabit pagsingka, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang hinigaya na pagkay mga akin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Good afternoon to our dear distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. The 2022 FOI Awards is a celebration of our continued work in fostering access to information, which will help us move closer to becoming a connected, empowered, and inclusive nation. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all once more. This afternoon, we will commemorate the past 6 years of the FOI-PMO's contributions in ensuring that the implementation of the Freedom of Information program in the country is institutionalized. We also pay homage to the people, organizations, and institutions that have significantly aided the growth and development of the FOI program. Hi, I'm Jada from Republica FM1 Manila, your host. I'm sure everyone must be thrilled to learn the results for this year's awards. The achievements of the FOI program would not have been made possible without the tremendous effort and commitment of the hardworking men and women of the Freedom of Information Program Management Office. The Executive Order No. 2 series of 2016, and through its contributions to the society and having been an instrument of government instrumentalities to improve its service delivery to the Filipinos, it is now being operationalized across the executive branch in more than 900 agencies across the nation. Under the stead of the Philippine Information Agency, operationalizing Executive Order No. 2, Series of 2016, the program continues to provide its citizenry access to information. And now, to formally commence our awarding ceremony, let us welcome on the virtual stage the FOI Program Director, Ms. Krisha Casey P. Avihar.
Dearest awardees and guests, I am pleased to do the honors of welcoming you here today at the prestigious 2022 FOI Awards. On behalf of the Freedom of Information Program Management Office under the Philippine Information Agency, allow me to thank everyone for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us in this momentous event. Maraming salamat sa patuloy na pagpapaunlak sa aming imbitasyon. The past few months have been a roller coaster ride. As we welcomed and ushered into a new administration, we persisted because we believed that the program is significant and beneficial to Filipinos. Mula sa Presidential Communications Operations Office o ngayon ay kilala na bilang Office of the Press Secretary, ang FOI-PMO ay nasa bago na niyang tahanan, ang Philippine Information Agency o PIA. We are all public servants, with the shared objective of advancing the constitutional mandate of the right to information and upholding the tenets of good governance. Our presence today is a living testament to our tenacity, devotion, and fervor. My dear colleagues in the public service, through the years, the FOI Philippines has continually reimagined and re-engineered its methodology in advocating the right to every Filipino citizens. We have partnered with different non-governmental and civil society organizations, expanded campaign programs, and formulated policies that better serve the needs and solve the concerns of our stakeholders. Today, we have localized the FOI program with 63 local government units who passed their own FOI ordinances. we have established and launched the Asian Access to Information Alliance, the first access to information network in Asia. In addition, the International Conference of Information Commissioners acknowledged us as a newly accredited member and the first from Southeast Asia, a distinction that brought us recognition on a global scale. Let me take this opportunity to thank everyone who helped us reach these milestones, and to recognize their contributions without the unwavering dedication of our almost 5,000 FOI officers nationwide and more than 100 partners across all sectors. We would not have been able to accomplish all of them. Isang taos-pusong pasasalamat at pagpupugay para sa mga FOI officers na hindi nagpatinag sa tawag ng tungkulin. Bagamat ang pagkakatalaga ninyo bilang isang FOI officer ay dagdag sa mga pangunahin ninyong responsibilidad sa opisina, ibinigay ninyo pa rin ang inyong sarili ng buo sa ngalan ng pagtataguyod ng karapatang mangalap ng impormasyon ng mamamayang Pilipino. To all the government agencies under the executive branch, the NGAs, GOCCs, SUCs, and LWDs, our utmost appreciation for the support you have provided in advocating FOI. Naway patuloy pa rin namin kayo maging kaagapay sa aming adhikain na paigtingin ang karapatan sa impormasyon ng mga mamamayan. To the local government units, thank you for taking on the initiative to promote the right to information under your constituents. We are one step closer to achieving our goal of localizing and institutionalizing FOI. To our non-governmental and civil society partners, we appreciate the collaborations you have provided along the way. Kudos to all of you. Your diligence and dedication in fulfilling the job are remarkable and commendable. Let us all put our hands together as we give ourselves a warm round of applause. We are genuinely grateful for your continued support of the program. Mulit-muli, maraming salamat po. Join us as we embark to localize FOI in the coming years. As we persevere to maintain our global presence, we also want to strengthen our local implementation. And so we call upon our LGUs to heed our call for a more inclusive FOI. I am hopeful that with our unified efforts in advocating the FOI program, we are now slowly reaching our ultimate goal of institutionalizing FOI. I would like to have this opportunity to call on everyone. Together, let us continue to persevere and promote the right of every Filipino to exercise the right to access public information and build a nation of smart and well-informed citizenry. As we call on the names of the awardees, may it be an inspiration and a humble reminder of our sworn duties and responsibilities we owe to the Filipino community. Mabuhay ang FOI!
Once again, let's give Ms. Casey and the FOI-PMO team another round of applause. Following the transfer of the FOI-PMO under the Philippine Information Agency by virtue of Executive Order No. 2 Series of 2022, the program has made it a priority to strengthen the implementation of its information, education, and communication activities, capacity development initiatives, and cross-sectoral engagements for and with its partners within and across government and non-government offices and organizations in order to continuously advance the prospects, policies, and practices of access to information in the country. New obstacles bring new achievements and new directions in maintaining an informed and involved populace through FOI. That can only be achieved through strong headship and clear direction for the program. That is what the FOI-PMO found when the Philippine Information Agency opened its doors to the FOI program and was taken under the wing of its new FOI champion, the Director General of the PIA, Undersecretary Ramon Lee Kualuping III. Listen as he shares his vision for the FOI program.
Friends, fellow public servants, and our strong allies in the FOI program, a pleasant and empowered afternoon to all of you. Maayong buntag kaninyong tanan. It is my honor to share and celebrate with you today the triumphs of our collective efforts toward an inclusive nation, realized through the exercise of our constitutional right to information. This year, the Freedom of Information Program Management Office remains to be a stalwart access to information authority promoting government transparency and accountability under its new mother agency, the Philippine Information Agency. We trudge yet another journey in bridging information closer to our people in the midst of our government's change and transition, as we reaffirm our commitment to providing responsive programs and services through our strengthened collaboration with our partners from the public, private, and civil society sectors. Bridging information, connecting the nation has been our unceasing battle cry for this year's FOI implementation. Our learnings from our past practices have seen the need to connect our citizens and the government and to empower them to actively participate in government affairs. Patuloy ang FOI sa pagiging matatag na tulay ng ating mamamayan sa paglakap ng wasto at tamang impormasyon mula sa mga ahensya ng ating gobyerno. Hangarin namin na pagyamanin ang kaalaman ng ating mga kababayan dahil iba ang Pilipinong may alam, maalam at may pakialam sa bayan. This new narrative of our FOI advocacy creates an opportunity that brings together essential partners in the realm of FOI implementation, such as the public sector, civil society, and the private sector. Integrating the adaptive capacities of this triune network strengthens the public value and social innovations, leading to a sustained social impact of the FOI. The FOI-PMO proved to be vigorous in our role as a bridging leader, equipped with the contemporary knowledge and skill to carry out adaptive works in a collaborative environment. We acknowledge the complexity of the innate issues involving the FOI program and its policies, and we addressed it by convening the stakeholders in this great divide. A number of our projects and activities have been improved and innovated this year as a derivative of our constant exchange and engagements with you, our partners. Through the process of dialogue and partnerships, the FOI-PMO, together with our coalition of stakeholders, have ensured a new and vibrant institutional arrangement to attain our common vision and collective response in institutionalizing the FOI program. So I would like to acknowledge these people, groups, and organizations who have made a dynamic contribution in promoting FOI in various program and policy areas. Our national government agencies who have embraced FOI as an important transparency program since its inception in 2016. Your compliance to the program reinforces the government's credibility and ensures our citizens' trust. You, our FOI focals, the hardworking FOI receiving officers and decision makers, your utmost commitment in actualizing FOI program in your respective institutions have sustained the level of program awareness through your effective and efficient provision of FOI services. Our partners from the civil society and private sectors who have served a crucial role in initiating some of our innovations and have amplified the works of FOI in their immediate communities. Our international access to information counterparts and regional allies whose linkages provide us a robust exchange of knowledge and expertise that drive the continuous improvements of our program at par with the global standards and practices. And most importantly, you, the Filipinos, our citizens, whose clamor for an open government guides us in our work to make FOI more inclusive. Our partnerships with you have forged a community of practice of FOI advocates and champions that contributed to the expansion and innovation of our FOI program in the Philippines. This afternoon, we will recognize your efforts and celebrate your extraordinary achievements in working for the advancement of FOI over the past year. So lubos kaming nagpupugay sa inyong mga mahalagang ambag sa aming programa at kami ay umaasang patuloy ninyo kaming suportahan sa aming mga gawain at hadikain sa mga susunod pang mga taon. Salamat sa inyong pagtabang kanamo. Daghan yung salamat. Thank you for helping us over the past many years. So as we usher in a new chapter in FOI, we call upon our partners, especially the local government units, for the continued collaboration and partnership and expanding the reach of FOI at the grassroots level. We aim to strengthen our services by localizing the FOI and providing the enabling policy and mechanism to do so. Ang FOI ay hindi lamang para sa mga nasyonal na ahensya. Higit lalo ang FOI ay para sa ating mga lokal na pamahalaan. Sa paglo-localize ng FOI, mas napapalapit natin ang mga impormasyong kailangan ng ating mga kababayan. And lastly, in addition to this localization effort, I also urge our partners in the legislative branch to pass the FOI bill. We owe it to our people to institutionalize our right to access information through an all-encompassing FOI law. This law is seen as a landmark reform that will open the doors of our government to our people in search for truth, trust, and most importantly, transparency. So join us in this long and arduous journey as we move forward to make freedom of information a formidable institution powered by our strong collaboration. Maraming salamat at sama-sama nating pagtibayin ang tapat na pamamahala sa ating bayan. Mabuhay tayong lahat, mabuhay ang FOI, mabuhay ang Pilipinas. Daghang kayong salamat sa inyong tanan.
Thank you very much, Director General Kualaping. Maraming salamat din po for bringing FOI home to the PIA. And with that, the program will continue to work towards its goal of ensuring that every Filipino is empowered to exercise their right to access government information. All right, let us all take a breath from all this excitement. We are currently streaming live on the FOI Philippines Facebook page. For those of you who are tuned in, good afternoon. If you have not yet clicked on that thumbs up button, please, this is the perfect time to hit like and always be in the loop with the latest happenings and be a bona fide ka-FOI. You may also send your greetings through our comment box. Please do not forget to use the hashtag FOI Awards 2022. Again, it's hashtag FOI Awards 2022. The FOI program has forged meaningful partnerships and collaborations with civil society organizations and non-government organizations who also contributed greatly in ensuring that the FOI program is cascaded through different channels, various platforms, and across sectors. FOI believes that partnership is an essential element in ensuring effective and efficient implementation of the program at all levels of our society. Our next speaker is a witness to FOI's legacy of transparency. Here with us today to give her message of support from our FOI partners, we have attorney Irene Joan Aguila, the co-convener of the Right to Know Right Now Coalition.
On behalf of the Right to Know Right Now Coalition, we would like to convey the warmest of congratulations to the FOI-PMO, this time under the aegis of the Philippine Information Agency, for once again mounting a successful FOI Summit and Awards event. As advocates who have been pushing for the passage of a Philippine Access Law and a regime of openness, transparency, and accountability, with the right to participate in nation building and the right to ask, to question, to critique, are the rights exercised by people armed and equipped with information, it can at times be very disheartening when doors seem closed and when you feel like you've hit a brick wall. It is thus important to celebrate successes in whatever form they come. And in a huge bureaucracy which traditionally is suspicious of the ever-peering and inquisitive eye of the public, one can only imagine that going against the flow and in fact saying that people do have a right to ask, and that this should be protected and encouraged by public servants and government officials and employees is also not an easy commitment to make. It is in this spirit that we recognize the value of gatherings such as the summit, where we can trade stories, learn from best practices from among our peers and allies, where we can recharge and recommit to our role to further the Filipinos' constitutionally guaranteed right to be informed. And of course, the awards, while they herald the people's champions inside of government, we submit they do more than that. By giving recognition to FOI champions from the government and non-government sector, the awards not only recognize the significant strides and contributions made in the fight for FOI, but the awards in fact challenge the awardees to recommit to doing even more. Because much has been achieved, much has been done, hindi tsamba. At dahil hindi tsamba, kakayanin pang higitan ang nasimulan na. So on behalf of the Right to Know Right Now Coalition, patuloy po natin ang ating pagsulong para sa ganap na kalayaan ng impormasyon, kalayaan na makaalam, at kalayaan na makialam. We thank the PIA for a successful staging of the summit and the annual awards, what we consider a reaffirmation of its commitment to fight alongside the people and be the Filipinos' champions and allies in the fight to right to know, to be informed, to participate. Muli, isang mapagpalayang hapon sa lahat.
Thank you, Attorney Irene Joan Aguila, for those inspiring words of support. The Right to Know Right Now Coalition has always been our brave ally in making sure that FOI program is being operationalized and implemented on all FOI platforms. Through these efforts, the FOI-PMO truly sees how we should value the relationships we have built with our partners. The FOI Awards was established in 2017 to recognize the efforts of government agencies, individuals, and organizations that contributed to the development and progress of the FOI program. Through FOI Memorandum Circular Number 22-02, an FOI Awards Committee was established, which has equal voting rights. This year's FOI Awards Committee are Assistant Secretary Al-Azri J. Muhammad Sali from the Office of the Executive Secretary as the chairperson. Freedom of Information Program Management Office FOI Program Director Ms. Krija KCP Avihar. Asian Institute of Management Data Scientists Ms. Patricia Rose Donato and Mr. Leodegario Lorenzo II, representing the Academe. Makati Business Club Budget Transparency Advocacy Manager Ms. Bernalyn May Bautista. And FOI-PMO's Compliance Monitoring Division Chief Ms. Eden Darlene A. Mendoza as the FOI Awards Secretariat Head. This year, the committee screened agencies across the executive branch of potential awardees to the 2022 FOI Awards, which was conducted from July 22 until September 22. All right, at this point, I'm sure we are all ecstatic and eager to know who will be the first set of awardees for the 2022 FOI Awards. Starting off is the awarding of the FOI recognition. Let us get to know the awardees of our FOI recognition for the local government units. The FOI recognition is given to private entities or individuals or to non-government organizations and civil society organizations for their efforts and accomplishments that support the implementation of the FOI program. FOI recognition for new local government units who have successfully passed and implemented their own FOI ordinance in their localities. This year's awardees are City of Cebu, City of Zamboanga, Municipality of Bayabas, Surigao del Sur, Municipality of Lumban, Laguna, Municipality of Odyongan, Romblon, Municipality of San Fabian, Pangasinan, Municipality of Taytay, Rizal. Congratulations to all our winners, and thank you for supporting the program and for having localized FOI mechanisms through their respective FOI and/or transparency ordinance. As of October 2022, we already have 63 LGUs who have passed their localized policies. And now, let us proceed in recognizing the efforts of our government agencies through the FOI recognition of top requested and performing agencies in the eFOI portal. FOI recognition for top requested and performing agencies in the eFOI portal. The following are the agencies with 250 to 499 requests and with at least 90% closed transactions. Department of Agriculture, National Mapping and Resource Information Authority, Department of Foreign Affairs, Philippine Health Insurance Corporation, PhilHealth, Bureau of Local Government Finance, Government Service Insurance System, City of Pasig, NCR, Home Development and Mutual Fund, Armed Forces of the Philippines, Department of Budget and Management, Bureau of Soils and Water Management, Department of Justice. The following are the agencies with 500 to 999 requests and with at least 90% closed transactions. Overseas Workers Welfare Administration, Department of Environmental and Natural Resources, Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office, Department of Energy, Insurance Commission, Land Transportation Office, Department of Trade and Industry, Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, Security Exchange Commission, Department of Transportation, Land Management Bureau. The following are the agencies with 1,000 and above requests and with at least 90% closed transactions. Department of Health, Philippine Statistics Authority, National Telecommunications Commission, National Bureau of Investigation, Department of Labor and Employment, Department of Social Welfare and Development, Employees Compensation Commission, Philippine National Police. Well done to these agencies. Thank you very much for giving our citizens the utmost possible service and for always providing the information that they need. Congratulations once more. Last year, the FOI-PMO introduced the Rising Star Award, which gave notice to agencies who have shown significant improvement in their FOI service and performance. This year, the program will continue this award to give recognition to agencies who have worked hard and aimed better for the FOI service.
The FOI Rising Star Award is given to government agencies and institutions that have exemplified great progress and performance in the implementation of the FOI program. This year's FOI Rising Star awardees are General Mariano Alvarez Water District, Metropolitan Naga Water District, Naga City, Metropolitan Waterworks and Sewerage System Corporate Office, Philippine Guarantee Corporation, Pili Water District, Camarines Sur, Science Education Institute, Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority.
Congratulations and thank you to all the agencies recognized as the FOI Rising Stars. May this award serve as motivation for all of our agencies to keep supporting and continuously innovate with their FOI initiatives. Now moving on, we have recognized the institutions, but let us not forget to celebrate the real people behind the FOI program. The real reason why the FOI-PMO is successful. It is because of these men and women who work tirelessly to ensure that the citizens are able to exercise their right to access government information. Let us take our hats off to this year's best FOI officers.
The FOI Recognition for Best FOI Officers aims to recognize the efforts and best practices of FOI officers who have made the implementation of the FOI program possible and more effective in their respective agencies. This year's Best FOI Officers awardees are Mr. Rizal Nino L. Noble, Technology Application and Promotion Institute.
I am overwhelmed with gratitude to have been selected to receive the award for Best Freedom of Information Officer during the 2022 FOI Awards. I am so honored to have my efforts as a FOI receiving officer to be recognized this way by the FOI Program Management Office or the FOI-PMO under its new home at the Philippine Information Agency or PIA. This award is truly a testimony to the significant role of the constitutional right of every Filipino to public access to government information, to my work as a public servant at the Technology Application and Promotion Institute of the Department of Science and Technology or DOST-TAPI. And it means so much to me that the work that I am so passionate about also resonates with others. This accomplishment is not something that I did alone, and there are many others who equally deserve to share in this award. I would like to thank first of all our Director and FOI Champion, Attorney Marion Ivy Di Decena, who have been very supportive of the plans regarding the implementation of the FOI program at the DOST-TAPI. I would also like to thank all our division managers, Mr. Kaiser Angelito E. Arceo of the Invention and Development Division, Ms. Nora P. Gumia of the Technology Promotion and Information Division, Mr. Romeo M. Havate of the Investment and Business Operations Division, and Mr. Joycel N. Aguilar of the Finance and Administrative Division, who had gladly taken the role of FOI decision makers in their respective divisions, as well as my colleagues who are designated as FOI focal persons, Mr. Roberto R. Versosa, Ms. Roalyn D. Gacho, Ms. Emily S. Capellan, and former FRO, Ms. Marisa A. Melosantos. And of course, I would like to gladly share this award with my alternate FRO, Mr. Ryan H. Abron. I would also like to thank former DOST-TAPI Director, Engineer Edgar I. Garcia, who initially asked me to assist Ms. Melosantos in the FOI program as alternate FRO way back in 2019. A big and sincere thanks to Ms. Melosantos, who has mentored me when I was still starting to learn on how to be an efficient FRO. Last but definitely not least, thank you to the FOI-PMO for offering recognition to public servants like me. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude for the tireless efforts of the FOI-PMO for advocating transparency and full public disclosure of information, starting with the Department of Education Undersecretary Attorney Michael Christian Arablan, former FOI-PMO Program Director, Ms. Krisha KCP Avihar, the current FOI-PMO Program Director, the compliance monitoring officers that I constantly disturb whenever I seek clarification regarding the FOI, Ms. Danica Orculio, Ms. Patricia Marie Maranan, and Ms. Diane Gamat. The FOI help desk officers for my e-FOI concerns, Mr. Martin Sineta and Mr. Francis Nicolay Palyada, and Attorney Joseph Adrian Diames of the Policy and Planning Support Division, who was one of our research speakers during the in-house FOI orientation and refresher course. Apologies if I have forgotten to acknowledge some of the names of the FOI-PMO. Truly, without your dedicated and caring support, the successful implementation of the FOI at various government offices under the executive department, such as the DOST TAPI, would not have been possible. I hope that this recognition of my work can serve as an inspiration to fellow public servants who share the vision of building a nation of smart citizens and regaining public trust in pursuit of a transparent and accountable government. Remember, if my work can make a difference, so can yours. I will continue my efforts to be a better agent of transparency, to become a better advocate of good governance to our community, and build stronger partnerships anchored in trust and confidence with our stakeholders, and look forward to a corrupt-free, transparent, and accountable Philippine government. That is why I also share FOI-PMO's battle cry to pass the FOI law now. As we all know, transparency is important in building trust, which in turn promotes an efficient government. Again, I am humbled and appreciative of the recognition. I wish FOI Philippines continued success. Maraming salamat at mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Miss Candice Noel Cabrera, Tandag City Water District, Surigao del Sur.
To the PIA Director General Ramon L. Palupin III, to FOI Program Director Krisha KCP Avihar, to Tandag City Water District Board of Directors, to our General Manager, and to all the viewers, good day. I am overjoyed to have been chosen for the second time as one of the best FOI officers in the Philippines. I am deeply honored that my work has been recognized by the Philippine Information Agency's Freedom of Information Program Management Office. It meant so much to me that the work that I am so passionate about also resonates with others. This accomplishment is not something that I did alone, and there are many others who deserve to share in this award. I would like to thank our FOI decision maker, Ms. Rosemary F. Andres, our FOI champion, General Manager Eulogio D. Emilia, and our FOI Central Appeals and Review Committee, Director Rodolfo R. Uy, Director Josefina O. Prado, and Director Winifreda A. Damiao. I would also like to thank my family, relatives, subordinates, co-workers, friends, Priscillians, and fellow Rotarians for their love and support throughout my work, especially in the FOI program. And thank you too to my 4 kids for all the inspiration that made everything today possible. Thank you to Philippine Information Agency for offering recognition to low-ranking government or workers like me. I hope that this recognition of my work can serve as an inspiration to others. Remember, if my work can make a difference, so can yours. Last but not the least, thank you God. I will continue my efforts to pursue transparency, accountability, and truth in governance, and look forward to more innovations with the FOI in the many years to come. I am humbled and appreciative. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you and have a good day.
Miss Girly Badillo, San Juan Water District, Batangas.
First of all, I would like to thank God Almighty for giving me this opportunity and guidance to be one of the recipients of this recognition. I would like to extend my gratitude to the Freedom of Information Program Management Office, as well as the members of the FOI Awards Committee for giving me this recognition as one of the best FOI officers. I am also thankful to my San Juan Water District family, headed by our General Manager, Mrs. Edith Joyce S. Heba, for being always supportive and cooperative on the undertaking of the FOI programs in our agency. The passage of the FOI law promotes transparency and accountability, lessen the corruption, and improve public service delivery. We at San Juan Water District supports the government in providing every Filipino citizen easy access to government information and full public disclosure of government transactions. We remain committed to continuously improve and enhance our policies and processes in order to provide the necessary information on the operation and maintenance of water supply system. Again, thank you FOI team for your endless commitment and support to all the government agencies in facilitating the FOI programs. God bless everyone.
Ms. Junabel Rosales, Aklan State University, Banga Campus.
To the Philippine Information Agency FOI-PMO team, salamat gid nga abo. Thank you very much for this award. It's an honor to be recognized as one of the best FOI officers this 2022. Among 4,322 receiving officers registered in this FOI program. The Aklan State University is taking the Open Government Initiative seriously, adhering transparency to all our public transactions. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank our Vice President for Administration, Dr. Cecil O. Legaspi, for entrusting the FOI program under my supervision. To Dr. Emily M. Arangote for the continued support to the FOI program and advocating local governance as one of the core values in the university under her administration. The FOI program advocacy started during the time of Dr. Danilo E. Abayon and appointed Dr. Legaspi, who was the first FOI focal person of the university. Aklan State University Board of Regents approved the first edition of FOI People's Manual in 2017. Around 2018, Dr. Legaspi recommended yours truly to take over and oversee the FOI implementation in the university. Since then, I am the one who messages the FOI-PMO team regarding the ASU compliance to the program. Raising awareness of the right of people to public information has been a practice since 2018 here in the Aklan State University, where the university to the Office of the Student Affairs Services included the FOI program and the student activities like, for example, the general orientation held every first semester of the academic year. The receiving officers of the respective ASU campuses have full awareness of the FOI program and the importance of transparency in the flow of communication in the university. The FOI in the university is placed in the center of the Records Operations Unit, headed by yours truly, who has the background in the flow of information within the university offices and service unit. Since then, the implementation of FOI program has become easy and convenient to assist the people with the right information they need from the university. I'm also thankful to the supportive team members of FOI-PMO in making strong connections among FOI officers across the different government agencies. You are building networks of people who fully understand the importance of people's right to public information through this FOI program as an enabler of participative and transparent governance. Let me share one of my hugot from our FOI group discussion during the second batch of the certificate course for information officers. Sabi ng isa kong co-learner, wala pong naniniwala sa forever. Sagot ko naman po, ibigay natin sa kanila ang forever. Dahil kung ang FOI bill ay maging isa na pong ganap na batas, forever na po tayong transparent sa taong bayan. May two-way communications sa bawat hinihingi nilang pampublikong impormasyon at higit po sa lahat, alam ng taong bayan na may nakikinig sa kanila. Kami pong mga FOI officers, handang paglingkuran kayo. Maraming salamat po.
Miss Maria Cristina Estrelin Sina Tonton, Philippine Children's Medical Center.
It is with deepest pride and greatest pleasure to be awarded as one of the best FOI officers for the past 2 consecutive years. Please accept my heartfelt and sincerest gratitude to all the staff of the Philippine Information Agency, FOI-PMO, for this notable recognition and esteemed honor for recognizing our efforts in the implementation of public disclosure and transparency in our organization. As the digital age advances and new information emerges, freedom of information continues to be one of the most vulnerable aspects, and the government must ensure that everyone has fair access to public information. Every Filipino has the right to know what the government is doing for them. And I truly believe that transparency and accountability are the key elements of good governance. Since the start of freedom of information in 2016, we've given the public, primarily the students from different colleges and universities, information on our mandate, as well as various information from hospital mortality and morbidity statistics, developmental plans, architectural floor plans, and our quality policies and procedures before and during the COVID-19 pandemic. All of these were delivered with the goal of giving them timely, accurate, and up-to-date public information. In addition to that, proactive disclosure is continuously carried out via our PCMC's official website under the Transparency Seal. Honestly, being FRO is a challenging job. It is an additional task over and beyond our primary duties and responsibilities. And we are grateful that all our efforts paid off. Please allow me to thank and share this award foremost to our Almighty God, our Executive Director and FOI Champion, Dr. Sonia Gonzalez, our FOI Decision Maker, Mrs. Emma Mariano, my Deputy Executive Director for Nursing Services, Mrs. Amelinda Mano, the entire PCMC workforce team, and lastly, to my family and loved ones for their unwavering support. Without you all, this award will not be possible. As I recall, Attorney Krisa Blan, the former PCOO, FOI-PMO Undersecretary, will always says that simply doing our job as an FOI officer can make significant contributions to the nation in response to exercising the constitutional rights of every Filipino to public information. With that, we will continue our commitment to elevate our delivery of public information by providing the citizens with more efficient and equitable access to government information. And rest assured that we are one in passing Executive Order Number 2, Series of 2016 to FOI Law. Muli, maraming salamat po. Mabuhay ang PIA, mabuhay ang FOI-PMO.
Ms. Joy Ann Faye Angeles, Department of Energy.
I am grateful for the recognition that I have received for my work. I am overjoyed when I saw the email of the Philippine Information Agency that I was recognized as one of the awardees of the 2022 Freedom of Information Awards, not to mention as one of the best FOI officers for the year. First, I would like to thank the Lord for giving me wisdom, and I would like to specially mention Ma'am Nelly Zabala for generously sharing her knowledge and equipping me to be a responsible FOI officer just like her. I would also like to thank my colleagues in the DOE Records Management Division for being considerate and for supporting the FOI program in our agency for the past year up to this day. Thank you DOE FOI decision makers and DOE FOI receiving officers for the help that makes the processing of FOI requests efficient. Thank you to FOI-PMO, especially to Ms. Trish Maranan for answering my queries, and to Mr. Nicolite and Sir Martin Seneta for assisting me whenever there's trouble or experiencing error in the eFOI portal. Finally, for the future FOI officers, I am looking forward that you will be advocates of transparency, just as what freedom of information is all about. Thank you, RMD. Thank you, DOE. Thank you, FOI-PMO, and to Philippine Information Agency. All glory to God.
Ms. Rosalinda Bandojo, Metropolitan Waterworks and Sewerage System Corporate Office.
To our esteemed officials of the Freedom of Information Program Management Office of the Philippine Information Agency, it is my great privilege and honor to accept with all humility the award to be conferred upon me as Best FOI Receiving Officer. My sincere gratitude for the initiatives of the management and staff who work hard to celebrate the 6th year of the Freedom of Information Program implementation in the Philippines. This event is a testament to the unwavering commitment of the government to promote good governance in all the offices and instrumentalities of the government. Moreover, the award is a recognition of the humble and yet vital contributions of the employees to this noble end of promoting transparency in their respective organizations by being a conduit of the FOI processes, thereby strengthening the link that binds the agency and the client in a healthy relationship together. On a personal note, I would like to thank you, FOI, for recognizing my efforts, simple though they are, in accomplishing my duty as receiving officer. When I was designated to the position of October 6, 2020, I must admit that a lot of learning and discoveries must be made for me to accomplish the assigned duties and functions. And I am still adjusting until now on how I can best perform the task entrusted to me. But I am grateful in particular for the support I received from our administrator, Ms. Leonor C. Cleopas Cesafor, for the trust and confidence that she demonstrates. This encourages me to take on the responsibility no matter how demanding it becomes. I would like to personally thank my Policy Planning and Public Relations Department, my PPRD family. The PPRD is very fortunate to have a very dedicated department manager in the person of Ms. Hussein S. Santa Maria. Her diligence and commitment to work challenges us to improve our craft. She is there to guide and remind us to be more conscientious of our work. I felt deep gratitude also for my equally dedicated colleague in the PPRD. Their assistance have been very significant in fulfilling our FOI commitments. I also acknowledge the essential roles being played by our FOI decision makers If not for their timely and appropriate response to the information request, the agency would hardly satisfy the requirements set forth in the provision of our FOI manual. In special manner, I would like to thank also the MWSS concessionaires, namely Maynilad, Manila Water, and Luzon Clean Water Development Corporation. Credit must be given to them for speedily acting upon every concern referred to their offices. The FOI principles and values continue to remind us about our basic task as government employees, that we are here to adhere to the challenges of good governance by remaining committed to the promotion of public interest. Indeed, it confirms that public office is a public trust. FOI receiving officer, I have to stay committed to closely monitor the FOI portal even during off-duty. Time is of the essence. Valuing time, valuing the client. The need for the delivery of the information requested must always be within the prescribed timetable and guidelines of the FOI manual. On the other hand, I must keep myself abreast with relevant trainings, acquiring knowledge to continually update what I know must always be sought to grow in the profession. Lastly, gathering feedback from our clients is paramount. This is the only way to know whether the service has been satisfactorily delivered according to the standards. Maraming salamat, PIA, Freedom of Information, Program Management. Thank you for providing an avenue to serve. I offer this award to the MWSS Corporate Office, the agency that teaches me the essence of public service. Maraming salamat.
Ms. Zenaida A. Liano, National Mapping and Resource Information Authority.
A pleasant day to everyone gathered here today, our revered government executives and fellow workers in the government. It is with gratitude that I accept the award of Freedom of Information Officer for the year 2022. First, I would like to thank the Freedom of Information Program Management Office of the Philippine Information Agency for organizing and looking into how government agencies are implementing their respective Freedom of Information programs. The recognitions you give is one of the many forces that inspire us to do better. This award would not have been possible without the support of our Administrator, Undersecretary Peter Nilo Chanco, PhD CESO1, who is our champion and source of inspiration. Also, I would like to thank the NAMRIA FOI Committee, headed by the Chairperson, Director Ruel G.M. Belen, and the decision makers who are the branch directors and the Client Service Unit personnel. A special mention to Director Captain Antonio G. Valenzuela for patience and timely response to my unending query. And of course, to our two Deputy Administrators for their encouragement. Your recognition of our efforts is the firm affirmation of our accomplishments in FOI. These awards finds us in the agency more committed and driven to FOI and its importance to transparency and efficiency. We will continue to uphold the values and reasons that the FOI exists for a kind of governance that we Filipinos deserve. Isa pong mapagpalang araw sa ating lahat at muli, maraming salamat po.
Congratulations to all our best FOI officers. Mabuhay po kayo. Through the years, the FOI-PMO was able to forge partnerships and was able to establish strong connections over time with organizations that shared the same goals as the program. For our nation to have and enjoy a transparent government. On this day of recognition, we shall thank our partners who have helped us achieve what we have achieved for this year.
The FOI Plaque of Appreciation shall also be given to individuals, agencies, institutions, non-government organizations, or civil society organizations who demonstrate an exceptional or significant contribution to the FOI program's progress and development. The FOI Plaque of Appreciation is conferred to Right to Know, Right Now Coalition, Makati Business Club, Asian Institute of Management, Philippine Registry of Interpreters for the Deaf Incorporated, Philippine Jesuit Prison Service Foundation Incorporated, Interagency Task Force on the Harmonization of National Government Performance Monitoring, Information and Reporting Systems, Task Force Administrative Order Number 25 Series of 2011, Island Living Channel.
Let us all give them a big round of applause. Once again, thank you to all of our partners, and we look forward to working with you in the years to come. Phew, all that excitement was just pure energy. I hope those who are tuning in through our Facebook page are now sitting comfortably in their seats, or maybe not, because I know everyone is very much excited to know who our 2022 FOI champions will be. But before we roll to our next category, let us all first take a moment and see what we have accomplished so far in this journey. deserve a big pat on the back for achieving and accomplishing so much in a short period of time and despite the challenges brought about by the pandemic. Maraming salamat po for helping the program bring into fruition these initiatives. Sana po ay patuloy nyo kaming samahan at suportahan sa mga susunod pang panahon. All right, we are now at the zenith of our celebration for today. I know most of you watching via Facebook are waiting with much anticipation. God, I'm sweating, right? The most awaited part of this event, the FOI Champion category. I am sure everyone is undoubtedly on edge once more, and we are eager, so eager to know who will go home to their agency with that FOI trophy. Come on, guys. Make the comment section of the FOI Facebook page ring with comments and click that heart and like button. Make us feel the excitement from your cozy office nooks. Let us now start with the presentation of the major awards. The FOI Champion Awards are conferred to awardees based on the honor and acclaim they have brought to their respective institutions through excellence and distinction in the pursuit of ensuring the constitutional mandate of the right to information.
The FOI Champion Awards are conferred based on exemplifying and industry of the awardees who have brought their respective offices honor and recognition through excellence and distinction in the pursuit of ensuring the constitutional mandate of the right to information.
Starting off are our awardees for the FOI Champion Local Water Districts Award.
The FOI Champion Local Water Districts Awards is conferred to local water districts for their exceptional or significant contribution to the FOI program's progress and development. This year's FOI Champion Local Water Districts Award second runner-up is Bayawan Water District, Negros Oriental.
In behalf of the Bawad Board of Directors and staff, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the Freedom of Information Project Management Office for recognizing the Bayawan Water District as one of the awardees in the 2022 FOI Awards under the Local Water District category. Since 2017 up to the present, the Bawad had been committed to improve and implement the FOI best practices. With the guidance of the Presidential Communications Operations Office, the Bawad adheres to maintain the continued trust of the public and the right to access information at all times. The Bayawan Water District has strived for and worked hard towards greater transparency and continue to steadfastly champion the freedom of information for the good of all our stakeholders. This award will humble the Bayawan Water District and will serve as an inspiration to serve the public with honor, with dignity, and wholehearted honesty. Once again, thank you.
This year's FOI Champion Local Water Districts Award first runner-up is Santa Maria Water District, Bulacan.
We of the Santa Maria Water District are overwhelmed with gratitude to have been selected to receive the FOI Award for 2 consecutive years. We are so honored to have our work and dedication recognized by the Philippine Information Agency. Thank you. This accomplishment is not something I did alone, and there are others to share this award with. I would like to thank my FOI team, who has always been consistent with its efforts to effectively impart relevant and accurate information to the public. Our Board of Directors for their overwhelming support and cooperation in the fulfillment of the goals of FOI. Santa Maria Water District, who has been part of the Presidential Communications Program, FOI, since 2018, believes that public access to government information is an integral component of democracy and integrity in government. This award is a testimony to the importance that the role of FOI plays in public service. Now, having received this award, the Santa Maria Water District is more than motivated to work harder and to further continue what we have always aimed for and called for: transparency and excellence in public service. Again, thank you for this recognition.
This year's FOI Champion Local Water Districts Award is Tandag City Water District, Surigao del Sur.
To FOI Director General, the Honorable Ramon L. Qualoping, the FOI Program Director, Ms. Priscia P. Abihar, TCW Board of Directors, headed by a young and handsome Chairman, Engineer Walderico R. Bonifacio Jr., government employees, ladies and gentlemen, good day. I'm quite elated. Again, won for the second time as FOI champion. And as I recall, when we received for the first time a plaque of appreciation as FOI champion for the year 2021 at Tradition Blue in Cebu City. At this juncture, I would like to thank the Director General Qualoping and Program Director Abihar and the people behind this activity and accept the nomination process where Tandag City Water District came out as the 2022 FOI champion. It really pays that hard work and implementing the many requirements towards the fulfillment of FOI vision bears fruit. Again, thank you very much.
Congratulations on a job well done, everyone. We now move on to the next set of awardees for our state universities and colleges.
The FOI Champion State Universities and Colleges Award is conferred to state universities and colleges for their exceptional or significant contribution to the FOI program's progress and development. This year's FOI Champion, SUC's award, second runner-up, is Aklan State University.
Greetings to all the men and women of the Freedom of Information Program Management Office and the Philippine Information Agency or Ahensya ng Pang-Impormasyon ng Pilipinas. Isang malugod na pagbati at pasasalamat galing sa Aklan State University. My congratulations also to the agencies and institutions like Aklan State University who will be receiving awards today. On behalf of the Board of Regents of the Aklan State University, the university officials, the faculty, and our staff, the students, and other stakeholders, I would like to express our joy, our gratitude for having been chosen as one of the awardees of the 2022 FOI Awards in the SUCS category. Indeed, the Freedom of Information Bill has been a godsend for public service, not only to our clientele, the public, but to the service providers as well. We know very well our jobs, and we are transparent and in an inclusive way for the common good of the public. Let me take this opportunity to congratulate also the men and women of Aklan State University whose hard and honest work as frontliners in public service ensured that our work is well recognized and, more importantly, very effective. Again, my warmest thanks to the FOI Program Management Office, the PIA, for this distinct honor. Rest assured that Aklan State University is unwavering in the commitment to public service and specifically in its commitment to upholding freedom of information. Congratulations to the awardees, to all the awardees. Mabuhay FOI, mabuhay ang Pilipinas. God bless us all and good day, everyone.
This year's FOI champion, SUC's award, first runner-up is Central Luzon State University.
On behalf of the Central Luzon State University, I would like to thank the Freedom of Information Program Management Office for this recognition. We greatly appreciate this acknowledgement of our collective effort in upholding and delivering quality service to our stakeholders. I would like also to applaud the General Administration and Support Services Program of this university and the staff that took the lead in this initiative. Your hard work has led us to accepting this award. I also would like to congratulate the other agencies who have been recognized in this 2022 FOI Awards. With that, rest assured that Central Luzon State University will remain committed in supporting and delivering the functions of the FOI-PMO on our level and shall continue to provide excellent service. Muli, maraming salamat po. Mabuhay ang Central Luzon State University.
This year's FOI champion, SUC's award, is the University of Pampanga State Agricultural University.
We are very much delighted and overwhelmed by the recognition that the Freedom of Information has bestowed upon Pampanga State Agricultural University as the 2022 FOI champion under the State Universities and Colleges category. Although we face a lot of challenges during COVID-19 pandemic, continuous operation became a challenge for the administration of PSAU to sustain the delivery of services to its clientele and employees, students, and compliances to government agencies. This challenge become an opportunity for the PSAU community to demonstrate saup-saup, helping one another, and malasakit, showing concern to PSAU stakeholders. The administration and employees' steadfast and service beyond the call of duty is a manifestation of the university's mission for humane development. The initiative of PSAU to implement the FOI programs into a more responsive and timely manner is made possible through the support of the PSAU administration and provision of resources to the FOI team through the issuance of office orders on the designations of FOI decision makers and FOI receiving officers. The administration also provides technological and financial supports to the participation of PSAU FOI team in learning opportunities conducted by FOI. The FOI capacity development activities help the PSAU FOI team on how to effectively implement FOI within the university. The receiving officers and the FOI staff demonstrates saup-saup and malasakit to all the requesting party by contacting and guiding them on how to properly accomplish the forms. At the same time, coordinating with them about the result of their request. We also continuously embark on a continuous learning by benchmarking with other SUCs on their best practices so that we can continuously improve the implementation of FOI. I would like to personally extend my congratulations to the PSAU team, our decision makers, Dr. Anita G. David, Vice President for Academic Affairs, Mrs. Mirna B. Lorenzo, Vice President for Administration, Business, and Finance, Dr. Geraldine C. Sanchez, Vice President for Research, Extension, and Training, and Dr. Joanne C. Reyes, Chief Administrative Officer and Director for Administrative Services. Our receiving officers, Ms. Minalyn G. Albis, Board Secretary, and the Records Office personnel, Mrs. Carolina D.L. Supan, and staff. I would also like to share this award with our late President Dr. Honorio M. Soriano Jr. and our late HRMO head and decision maker, Mr. Jose Felipe T. Bondok. Thank you very much to FOI-PMO for this award. May the good Lord bless your people and the agency profusely. Thank you to the 2022 FOI Awards Screening Committee for this opportunity of making us a champion. To God be the glory for the things He has done. Rest assured that we will painstakingly perform our duties as government employees and commit ourselves to deliver all FOI undertakings to be deserving of this recognition. With God's blessing and guidance, and through the culture of South-South and Malasakit, PSAU shall remain relevant in the lives of many people. Marakal pong salamat. Mabuhay po ang FOI.
Well done to our SUC awardees. You truly deserve the FOI Champion Award. Now, who will bring home the trophy for the government-owned and/or controlled corporations category?
The FOI Champion Government-Owned and/or Controlled Corporations Award is conferred to government-owned and/or controlled corporations for their exceptional or significant contribution to the FOI program's progress and development. This year's FOI Champion, GOCC's award, second runner-up, is Philippine Children's Medical Center.
We are extremely honored to be recognized as one of the awardees in the 2022 Freedom of Information Awards. On behalf of the Philippine Children's Medical Center, I would like to thank the Freedom of Information Program Management Office, the Philippine Information Agency, and the 2022 FOI Awards Screening Committee for giving us this recognition. This award would not have been possible without the hard work of the PCMC Integrated Freedom of Information and Data Privacy Team, headed by Mrs. Emma Mariano and Maria Cristina Estrelina Tonton, our FOI Receiving Officer. Once again, your determined efforts in establishing transparency in our hospital have earned another recognition for the PCMC. As a government-owned and controlled corporation, the PCMC shall continue to uphold transparency in the Philippine government as we unceasingly ensure a responsive service for our vulnerable patients, particularly the children and high-risk pregnant women. Maraming salamat po.
This year's FOI Champion, GOCC's award, first runner-up, is Philippine Reclamation Authority.
Good day, fellow public servants. Access to information is a fundamental human right and can be used to help people exercise other critical human rights. It is for this reason that the Philippine Reclamation Authority adopted and continues to implement its Freedom of Information Program pursuant to Executive Order Number 2, Series of 2016. Last year, the PRA, due to the untiring efforts of our officers and staff, received the FOI Rising Star Award in recognition of this commitment. This validates the institution's continuous efforts to support the national government's advocacy to ensure that the constitutional right of every Filipino to information is observed. Since then, we at the PRA have made it among our primary goals to consistently reinforce our resolve to ensure transparency in our dealings. This year, the theme of the summit, Championing Access to information towards a connected, empowered, and inclusive nation becomes more relevant if only because the pandemic has presented challenges in governance. But despite this, we have harnessed opportunities while heeding the call for transparency and public disclosure of information. This award from the Philippine Information Agency is yet another confirmation of PRA's collective effort to answer that call. It is thus with utmost humility and esteemed privilege that I, on behalf of the Philippine Reclamation Authority, receive and accept this award. With not only a profound gratitude for the recognition of our efforts, but more importantly, with an assurance that we will do more, we will do better, and we will persist and insist on this guarantee to remain faithful to the Filipino people. Maraming salamat po sa pagkilala ninyo sa mga programa ng PRA. Makakaasa po kayo na ang PRA ay mananatiling tapat sa aming mandato, sa ating pamahalaan at ating mamamayan. Magandang araw sa ating lahat.
This year's FOI Champion GOCC's award is the National Housing Authority.
To FOI Program Director Krisha Kasi Behar, the Freedom of Information Awards Committee members, the men and women of the FOI Program Management Office, our fellow government officials, my National Housing Authority family, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant day to you all. With great honor and privilege, I accept the 2022 FOI Champion Award and on behalf of the National Housing Authority under GOCC category. Thank you FOI-PMO and FOI Award Screening Committee members who evaluated, deliberated, and recognized the efforts of the NHA as we implement the FOI program. Transparency and accountability in public service are what I adhere to most. That's why here at NHA, I have constantly been sharing the people all our events, activities, project site visits, ocular inspections, and more importantly, what we have accomplished since I have assumed office. We have proactively communicated and disseminated information via our traditional and digital platforms, and that's how we keep the public updated on our activities. In the last 6 years of implementing the FOI program, the NHA once again, and for the 4th time, stood as the best GOCC on the FOI program across the executive branch. And I'm very proud that the NHA is committed to upholding the fundamental role of free and open exchange of information. Rest assured that the authority will continue to do its role to meet the objectives of the FOI program and be a role model to other government agencies. Thank you and congratulations to all awardees. And congratulations to all our FOI advocates. Magandang araw po sa inyo, mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Hats off to our GOCC winners. And now for the moment of truth. Drum roll, please. Who will win the coveted FOI Champion for Agencies, Bureaus, Commissions, Councils category?
The FOI Champion Agencies, Bureaus, Commissions, Councils Award is conferred to national government agencies for their exceptional or significant contribution to the FOI program's progress and development. This year's FOI Champion Agencies Awards second runner-up is National Telecommunications Commission.
Pleasant day to everyone. On behalf of the National Telecommunications Commission and its former Commissioner Gamaliel A. Cordoba, please allow me to share the agency's pride for being part of this 2022 Freedom of Information Awards ceremony. As I was informed, this is the 5th straight year that the NTC has been an awardee. Organized by the Freedom of Information Project Management Office or FOI-PMO, which is under the Philippine Information Agency, this event is dedicated to FOI partners, program implementers, and stakeholders who have contributed to the FOI program's achievements. The FOI program continues to inspire the Commission to render efficient and transparent public service. Our nationwide cooperation on giving the public a user-friendly mechanism to access government data and records shows our commitment to transparency. Please allow me to commend the Commission's FOI Receiving Officer, Ms. Divina N. Dakiwag, our FOI team, and the entire NTC family for this recognition. The NTC has been fully supportive of the government's FOI program implementation since its inception in 2016. The award we received today, coupled with being recognized as one of the top requested and performing agencies in the electronic FOI or eFOI portal for 3 consecutive years, and our recognition as FOI champion last year are very much appreciated. They serve as continuing motivation for us here in NTC to keep doing better at achieving the laudable purposes of this FOI program. The Commission's FOI program experience clearly signifies that transparency initiatives through the eFOI portal and standard platforms in which government offices are able to receive, process, and respond to requests efficiently have proven to be perfect avenues in delivering exemplary public service. Once again, rest assured that the NTC, through its FOI team and officers' tireless monitoring and management of FOI portal and standard platform, will continue to abide by the principles of the FOI program as we constantly strive to render transparent, fast, and reliable public service to the Filipino people. Maraming salamat po.
This year's FOI Champion Agencies Award first runner-up is National Mapping and Resource Information Authority.
We, the officials and employees of the National Mapping and Resource Information Authority, or NAMRIA, are very pleased to be one of the recipients of the 2022 Freedom of Information Awards. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to the Freedom of Information Project Management Office for this great honor. This award would not have been possible without the hard work and dedication of our frontline personnel and technical staff who diligently and promptly respond to the request of multitude of clients for various geospatial data. This service to our people is anchored in the core values that we adhere to in accomplishing our mandate: professionalism, transparency and accountability, innovation, efficiency, and partnership. We at NAMRIA take very seriously our task of punctually providing data and information to our stakeholders for the benefit and progress of our country. We give our sincerest assurance to the Freedom of Information Project Management Office of NAMRIA's continuing support. With the grace of God, we will help to further strengthen the FOI program in the executive branch. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay po kayo.
This year's FOI Champion Agencies Award is Technology Application and Promotion Institute.
I am extremely honored to receive, on behalf of the Technology Application and Promotion Institute of the Department of Science and Technology, or DOST-TAPI, the FOI Champion Award under the agency's, bureaus, commissions, councils category for 2022. This award is a testimony to the significance that Executive Order Number 2, Series of 2016 of then President Rodrigo Roa Duterte on the freedom of information in the executive branch plays a vital role in the day-to-day operations of the government offices like the DOST-TAPI. I am earnestly grateful for the recognition that the FOI Program Management Office, or the FOI-PMO, under the new code at the Philippine Information Agency (PIA), had bestowed upon our humble institution. I am very sure that every other nominee for this award was as capable, if not more, of winning this award. Let me start by expressing my gratitude for the tireless efforts of the FOI-PMO for advocating transparency and full public disclosure of information. Thank you to the Department of Education Undersecretary, Attorney Michael Christian R. Ablan, former FOI-PMO Program Director, who started paving the way to make the vision of building a nation with smart citizens and regaining public trust in the pursuit of transparent and accountable government come into reality. Thank you to the Department of Education Undersecretary, Attorney Michael Christian R. Ablan, former FOI-PMO Program Director, who started paving the way to make the vision of building a nation of smart citizens and regaining public trust in the pursuit of a transparent and accountable government come into reality. Thank you to Ms. Krisha KCP Abihar, the current FOI-PMO Program Director, who had taken up the cudgels and had introduced ways of moving forward with the PIA as they continue to #explain, explain, explain. Truly, without the dedicated and caring support of the men and women of FOI-PMO, the successful implementation of the FOI in various government offices under the executive department, such as DOST TAPI, simply would not have been possible. I would also like to thank my colleagues at the DOST TAPI, especially to all the FOI officers, from the FOI receiving officers, FOI focal persons, and FOI decision makers who have worked with me in implementing the FOI program at the DOST TAPI, and to whom I happily share this honor. Trust is the foundation of good governance, and we at the DOST TAPI share the same sentiment. We have always been guided by the principles of transparency and accountability in our service to promote and commercialize our locally generated technologies. That is why we at the DOST TAPI are very enthusiastic whenever the public would like to know more about our various program assistance through their filing of the FOI request, or whenever they visit the DOST TAPI office in Bicutan, Taguig City. For 5 consecutive years, we have received our Certificate of Compliance from the FOI-PMO as proof of our commitment in upholding the constitutional right of everyone and one to public access to government information. As we continue this partnership with open arms to be better agents of transparency, it is our hope that DOST TAPI become better advocates of good governance to our community and build stronger partnerships anchored in trust and confidence with our stakeholders. We also share your battle cry to pass the FOI law now. We firmly believe that transparency is important in building trust, and this trust promotes an efficient government. This award has not only humbled us, it has also caused us to further reflect. And perhaps mostly, I hope this award demonstrates that sometimes even small efforts can play an important role in the lives of every ordinary Filipino who deserve a corrupt-free, transparent, and accountable Philippine government. Again, thank you very much for this award, and mabuhay.
Outstanding work to all our awardees. I'm sure everyone is much exhilarated to see who will compete or complete our 2022 FOI champion roster. The Department Award is the last but certainly not the least recognition today.
The FOI Champion Department Award is conferred to department for their exceptional or significant contribution to the FOI program's progress and development. This year's FOI Champion Department Award second runner-up is Department of Transportation.
The Department of Transportation is deeply elated at receiving the Freedom of Information Award for the 6th consecutive year. Our team of dedicated personnel at the Public Assistance Action Center ably handled and resolved various commuter-related concerns, consequently giving honor and recognition to the whole department. We remain committed to uphold transparency through efficient public disclosure of pertinent government information. We humbly accept this award with a pledge to look for ways to bring the traveling public closer to government. Thank you.
This year's FOI Champion Department Award first runner-up is Department of Tourism.
Mayong adlaw. In behalf of the Department of Tourism, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the Philippine Information Agency for conferring upon the Department of Tourism the Freedom of Information Award. Experience will tell us that the bedrock of integrity in public service is consistency and transparency. The effort that we have made in the department is to reach out to as many sectors as possible and to be open with regard to the programs and plans of the Department of Tourism under the vision of our President, Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. We welcome the Filipino people's participation in all of these programs and projects as we continue to thank the efforts of the PIA in encouraging transparency and accountability in government services through the Freedom of Information Awards. Once again, daghan kayong salamat.
This year's FOI Champion Department Award goes to the Department of Energy.
Screening Committee of the 2022 Freedom of Information Awards, officials and staff of the Philippine Information Agency, colleagues in government, guests, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant day to everyone. Government agencies, including the Department of Energy, create and manage large amounts of information as we carry out our mission of serving the public. These inventories of information are displayed either on our respective websites, social media platforms, while others take a variety of approaches to providing public access, either by way of human interface or electronic mail. These approaches enhance people's participation and collaboration, enable better and informed decisions, and empower them to contribute to policies that are better designed to meet their needs. But freedom to give and receive information must not be associated to transparent governance alone. Transparent governance means that government officials of all ranks and at all levels act openly with integrity and professionalism at all times. And we at the DOE live up to the twin goals of integrity and professionalism. And so we serve the people with the highest standards of integrity and professionalism in our work. I particularly commend the DOE's Records Management Division, our Information Technology and Management Service, and the Public Affairs Office for spearheading the DOE's Freedom of Information efforts. On behalf of the DOE, we wish to thank you, the Philippine Information Agency, and the FOI Program Management Office for this award. We hope to inspire other agencies and ourselves to build more trust from our stakeholders and the public in general. Maraming salamat at mabuhay!
To all our department winners, your contributions and hard work are noticed and celebrated. Again, congratulations to all our awardees this year. Thank you for your dedication and commitment to the FOI program. In 2020, FOI Awards Committee conferred the Hall of Fame Award to the government agencies who have won for three consecutive years in any FOI Awards categories. This year, we continue the tradition of honoring government agencies' unwavering commitment to public service through FOI. Here are the awardees for the FOI Hall of Fame Commitment to Excellence Award.
The Commitment to Excellence awardee from the Local Water District category is the Davao City Water District.
On behalf of Davao City Water District,
It is with great honor to be among the awardees in the 2022 FOI Commitment to Excellence Award. Thank you to the FOI Program Management Office under the Philippine Information Agency for recognizing DCWD contribution. I would also like to acknowledge our team, the DCWD FOI Committee, for the successful implementation of FOI program. Since 2017, DCWD has been among the lead implementers of the Freedom of Information. Consistent to our commitment to ensure efficient and effective water service delivery, we continue to uphold free and open exchange of information. We believe that upholding the people's right to access information on matters of public concern is equal to public trust. Once again, the DCWD family would like to thank you for this award. We are deeply honored and humbled, but the drive to continuously improve the FOI implementation in DCWD is not bound on these merits alone. Rather, it is because we value the very essence of FOI. Thank you and more power.
The Commitment to Excellence awardee from the agencies, bureaus, commissions, councils category is the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority.
To Philippine Information Agency Director General Ramon Cualoping III, FOI Program Director Krisha Casey Abihar, and to the other heads and representatives of national government agencies, GOCCs, state universities and colleges, and local water districts, a pleasant day to all of you. Since 2017, the Metro Manila Development Authority have been implementing Executive Order Number 2, which operationalizes the constitutional mandate of the people's right to information with an aim to empower citizens to directly ask the government for valuable information. The MMDA FOI Committee adheres to strict standards with regards to the processing and evaluation of FOI requests. We also ensure that the information requested will be released to the requesting party within the mandated 15 working days upon receipt of the FOI request, unless exceptional circumstances warrant a longer period. In more than 5 years of executing the FOI program, the MMDA FOI Committee have employed best practices to further make the process efficient both for the requesting party and the authority. First, an online citizens client satisfactory rating form was created by MMDA via Google Form in connection with the agency's FOI implementation to determine how we could further improve our services. This feedback mechanism brings us closer to our stakeholders' needs. We treat it as a further challenge to enhance our capability to serve the public by working around their comments and suggestions in terms of our duty to provide them with information they have requested. Second, we also tap the agency's social media channels with its more than 1 million followers on Facebook and 4.9 million followers on Twitter to further disseminate our FOI program and in the process, create a culture of transparency. Third, an FOI standee was placed near the MMDA's information desk so that walk-in visitors and clients will be aware of the FOI process. Lastly, the MMDA FOI Committee also initiated the placement of FOI posters at the MMDA main building to promote the government's FOI campaign. On behalf of the entire MMDA, I sincerely express my gratitude to the FOI Project Management Office for continuously recognizing our agency as one of the awardees in the 2022 FOI Award under the FOI Commitment to Excellence Award Agency category. Thank you very much for guiding us in facilitating the FOI program towards the promotion of transparency and accountability in government service. Let me also convey my utmost appreciation to the MMDA FOI Committee for their hard work and perseverance that paved the way for the successful FOI implementation in our agency. We at MMDA will continue to advocate transparency as a key to better governance. Congratulations to MMDA and to all the awardees as well. Maraming salamat at mabuhay po tayong lahat.
The Commitment to Excellence awardee from the department category is the Department of Labor and Employment.
Sa loob ng 6 na taon ng pagpapatupad ng programang Freedom of Information ng aming kagawaran, masasabi kong nakatulong ito sa patuloy na pagbibigay ng malayang impormasyon sa publiko at sa kanilang pakikilahok tungo sa isang bukas, malaya at may pananagutang pamahalaan. With about 7,376 requests for information processed since our implementation of FOI, we consistently acted upon them within the fastest possible time for an average of 3.97 days as compared with the standard process cycle time of 15 days as prescribed in EO number 2 series of 2016. Thus, the value of the Freedom of Information program was more pronounced and internalized. While this is happening, the department was further inspired and led us to keep the FOI channels of communication open to the public and at the same time proactively disclosing the department-generated data and information to the public. By doing so, the people were given access to information which we believe will lead to an empowered and well-informed citizenry. As we move towards the new normal and recovery, we are focusing on labor market information and employment generation. The FOI, within the bounds of existing laws, must be accessible to the people. It is also a fundamental key towards strengthened and timely access to information. Nais ko pong pasalamatan ang FOI Project Management Office na ngayon ay nasa pangangasiwa at pagsubaybay ng Philippine Information Agency sa patuloy na suporta at pagkilala sa aming mga nagawa at naiambag sa ilalim ng FOI program. Nais ko pong ibahagi ang pagkilalang ito sa Internal Audit Service na tagapamahala ng pagsunod sa EO number 2 series of 2016 at sa aking mga kapwa kawani sa Department of Labor and Employment na sa kabila ng maraming pagsubok na ating kinaharap at haharapin pa ay patuloy na nagsusimikap na magampanan ng kanilang mga tungkulin ng buong husay at may katapatan. Sa aming mga FOI officers sa iba't ibang opisina sa kagawaran, maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. The award, which is one of the fruits of all your efforts and commitment, will serve to motivate and inspire us further and do better in the performance of our task. Rest assured that we will continue to commit to be strong advocates and enablers of FOI para sa ating mga ordinaryong mamamayan, mga manggagawa at namumuhunan. Asahan ninyo na kami po ay patuloy na tutugon at gagampanan ng serbisyong mabilis, tumpak at may kalidad kaugnay sa pagbibigay ng mga impormasyon na kinakailangan ng publiko. Para sa malayang impormasyon, mabuhay po tayong lahat at maraming salamat po.
Congratulations to all our deserving awardees. Through your commitment, you help the program provide best-in-class service for the Filipino people. As we usher in a new term, the FOI will also continue to welcome and banner its vision of an all-encompassing FOI law that will truly carry out a whole-of-government transparency mechanism. This afternoon, let us hear the message of support from one of our advocates in the Congress. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome from the House of Representatives, the Honorable Ron P. Sano.
Director General Ramon Lee Qualuping III, Deputy Undersecretary Chris Sablan, FOI Program Director Krisha Casey Abihar, our partners in government and civil society, stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant day to everyone. I am deeply honored and privileged to be one of the champions of freedom of information, transparency, and accountability in Congress. For several Congresses now, we have tried to pass a law pertaining to the freedom of information. However, such measures did not gain sufficient traction in order for them to be passed into law. When I was appointed as chair of the House of Representatives Committee on Public Information in November 2019, I immediately made the Freedom of Information Bill one of the committee's highest priorities. Even after my stint as its chair, I volunteered to become the Technical Working Group chair and endeavored to ensure that the bill will be given its chance to be finally approved. Under my stewardship, the Technical Working Group finally approved the bill on September 28, 2021. However, as the 18th Congress ended, it fell short in being passed into law. This 19th Congress, we have refiled the bill as House Bill number 2692, and we hope that we can overcome all challenges so this landmark legislation will be finally approved. Legislation on the freedom of information reflects the basic principle that all information held by the government must be accessible to the public and may only be withheld for legitimate reasons, such as national security and privacy. It is a paramount duty to inform our citizens that freedom of information is not a privilege, but a right that is guaranteed by no less than our Constitution. An informed Filipino citizenry will certainly be able to contribute to nation building, good governance, and public accountability. Thus, its passage into law is a huge leap forward on access to information critical to developing an informed citizenry. Therefore, I continue to pledge my full support for its passage into law for as long as I am one of your representatives in Congress. I further pledge my support and commend the conduct of this FOI Summit initiatives, as this promotes transparency and accountability of the government to our people. I congratulate our colleagues from the FOI-PMO and PIA for your passion and commitment in making this event possible. Thank you, and God bless us all. Mabuhay kayo.
Thank you very much, Honorable Salo, for that very inspiring message. For 6 years, the FOI program ensures that it serves its purpose as a functioning mechanism in the executive branch and a program where it encourages the people to exercise their constitutional right to access government information. Implementing the FOI program was never an easy undertaking, but through his relentless efforts, guidance, and direction, we were able to lay down a strong foundation to operationalize FOI in the country. This celebration will not be complete if we would not hear him impart his wisdom. Ladies and gentlemen, to give his closing remarks for the 2022 FOI Awards, let us call on the virtual stage the former FOI Director and the FOI Guy, the Honorable Undersecretary Christian Ablan.
To my fellow Freedom of Information champions and to everyone here today, ladies and gentlemen, na ibang daw kada kayo amin, good afternoon. It is always a pleasure to be with you in this extraordinary occasion that highlights our shared responsibility for the future of our freedom of information. This annual awards was established in 2017 to recognize and celebrate the innovations in the advocacy, implementation, and development of FOI in the country. Reflect and remember just a moment on the numerous engagements and endeavors for which all of you have been personally responsible for. And look back at how far we've reached to achieve our goals for FOI. I congratulate all of our awardees and winners for this year's FOI Awards. You have played a significant role in shaping the course of our FOI works and contributed to our collective success and mutual prosperity. You have made, and I know you will continue to make, a big difference in our people's lives. This award is a way of saying thank you, not just for your hard work, but also for being an FOI advocate. You've worked hard on this advocacy because you knew that it is time for a change. Together, we have worked for that change in the government. Together, we will continue to win, point by point and issue by issue. I know that this award is just a beginning. It is a culmination of one phase of hard work and the start of another. But I embark on this work full of confidence because I have an ample proof of the power, skill, and effectiveness of the team and people that supports FOI. One of the great things about our work in FOI is that we are at all times encouraged to try new directions and undertake fresh enterprises. That is exactly what I have done here for the past 6 years. Now it is time to take yet another direction, out the door and into a new endeavor. As I pass on the torch of FOI to its new office, the Philippine Information Agency, under the able leadership of Director General Ramon Coloping III, I have high hopes and confidence that the FOI-PMO will achieve even greater achievements. Kasama ang bawat isa sa inyo, patuloy nating gampanan ang kanyang tungkulin paigtingin ang malinis at tapat na pamamahalang pambayan. Let's take a breath because we've earned it. Let's take pleasure in recalling our wonderful past. But I trust that you will join me and our new FOI Program Director, Krisha Casey Abihar, in taking even greater pleasure contemplating and dreaming about a future that promises even more. Mabuhay po ang FOI.
Thank you very much, Yusek Chris, for the years of guidance and hard work for the program. We are immensely grateful for your continued support for the program. Maraming salamat po muli at mabuhay po kayo. Congratulations to all the awardees who bagged this year's 2022 FOI Awards. We still have a lot of things to accomplish and our work as FOI advocates is far from over. As we continue to promote transparency, accountability, and participatory governance in the pursuit of more educated and informed citizens, we hope that our collaboration, as well as all of our hard work and dedication in making the FOI program a strong institution, will continue to flourish. This concludes our 2022 FOI Awards. We hope that this momentous event will instill in us the passion and the desire to serve our people and continue our work towards a transparent nation. Again, my name is Jada. It has been a pleasure and an honor to be your Masters of Ceremony tonight, and I hope to see you once again at our future FOI event. Good day, everyone. Keep safe.